tyrant. This is your sign to start posting videos, okay? I'm a normal person. I'm not an influencer. I'm a regular girl from West Virginia. I live in Southern California, across from the beach, and TikTok is paying 1.5 months of rent, my very first TikTok check from the Creator Fund, okay? So please listen and please start posting videos. I made this account in November.
Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We got a good one we're going to get into today. I ain't going to do too much talking, y'all, because I'm on a strict time limit. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Bro, why has no one told me about how insane Indian fairs are? For example, this is the Chicha Vitricha fair, where it's completely normal to have dozens of rides of questionable stability spinning right over the heads of the packed crowds below. And no one even cares about how close they get. This is normal. And in India, they're not just fairs. They're huge cultural and religious events that attract millions of people across the country. In fact, in some regions, villages will just be left deserted because everyone is attending their local fair. And in many communities, this is actually where men are encouraged to go and look for a potential wife. Although, looking at the packed crowds and the steam or dust floating in the air, not sure if it's the most romantic place for bro to make a move. So the question is, would you go to an Indian fair or not?
It just dawned on me, bro. There's real life people out here that don't drink water. They don't sit back and like wake up and just drink water. Like, how are you functioning? Think. How can you go to work? How has your cognitive thinking, like, not piss being yellow as shit? Piss as yellow as Homer Simpson. Take it as a sign, bro. Drink your damn water. At least a liter. Me personally, I'm saying at least a gallon, bro. A gallon a day necessity. It benefits everything, bro. Look at my skin. My skin's been clear as fuck because all I do is drink water. Y'all be blessed, though.
You know, I've always been a water drinker. I grew up with Kool-Aid in the house, with a bucket of sugar, with tea, with, you know, soda. I've always drank water, even when I was little. Like, when I go to restaurants, I remember back when I was dating in that life, I would get a water and people would think I'm just so cheap, but I've always drank water, y'all. If I'm not drinking this, you know, I don't know, but I do have good skin. I've never had like pimple problems or nothing like that. I've always had good skin, like very soft skin. And, you know, I've been drinking water my whole life, like a lot of water. And, you know, there is people that say water's disgusting, and it just always baffled me, like, how? Like, water's the best thing ever. It's delicious, right? You guys like water, or are you more of a, I don't know, what is your cup of tea, so to speak, to drink?
Asked these kids in 1986 what they thought 2020 would look like, and here's what they had to say.
Perhaps brainwaves converted into radio waves, sent to someone else, converted back into brainwaves, and it'd be like, what would you call it? Like a telepathy thing.
Well, instead of a channel tunnel, you could have something like a space tunnel, and you could go to one planet to the other, like bypasses.
Obviously, nuclear war worries me, but I don't think that'll happen unless they've got computers that press the button for them. Because no, I don't think any human being is capable of actually pressing some button that releases all nuclear arms, because it just means destruction of the world.
I don't think they'll be living on Mars yet, but I think they'll still be living around here.
I think they may, unless they have another planet to go to, just there'll be loads of tower blocks, or people will be restricted to a certain amount of kids, and
probably be computers running the country.
But when it comes to wars and things like that, nuclear bombs, and then they're designing these different gases that can kill people within seconds and things like that, I think that aspect of technology should be wiped out.
A little guy predicted Neuralink, basically. Like, holy fuck. These kids were so smart. One thing that makes me sad about watching videos like this is that we didn't reach our full potential with some things. Like, I think back in the day we thought we'd be way more advanced than we are now. But yeah, enjoy.
So I really need somebody to tell me what's wrong with this picture. Okay, so I went to PetSmart, right? Check this out. State tax,
they got 6%, city tax now, tax, county tax.
1%. Special tax, 50 cent, 0.5. Special tax, 1%. And then county tax is 25%. I paid $11 in taxes on my stuff today. This is all the taxes that we pay here in San Diego. This is ridiculous.
You got like those little, you know, pennies that you're paying on tax, that adds up. Because imagine everybody in that city of San Diego or state of California, like those pennies add up. And then, you know, those pennies are constantly coming out of my pocket. Those add up because we're constantly buying, y'all. Buying something every day. Buying something every day. We're buying, constantly buying. Taxes, taxes, taxes. But where does it go? Where does it go? My streets outside look like crap, right? You drive down the street, there's trash all over. There's not painted lines. That's the difference of state tax and no state tax. Here in Texas, I believe we don't pay a state tax. I'd rather pay a state tax. This is just my opinion, y'all, because I'm from a state that paid a state tax, and now I'm in a state that doesn't. So I kind of see the difference. I'd rather pay I'd rather pay low property taxes because these neighborhoods, no one really keeps up their yard. I always got the best yard on the block, but nobody keeps up their yard out here. But state taxes, at least the streets, there's painted lines, the speed bumps are painted. Like out here, speed bumps ain't painted, y'all. You'll go over that thing throwing 50 because they're just black like the asphalt. So I'd rather pay a state tax instead of a high property tax because I mean, where does this property tax money I'm paying for go? Right? At least the state tax, they're improving the roads and keeping it clean, and they got landscapers out there that are doing the, cleaning. In Arizona, that's how it was, but it's different out here in Texas, y'all. What would you guys rather have, state tax or a high ass property tax that goes to the schools?
Every little problem that you may have, whatever vice you have, you got a women problem right now, get $100 million and see that problem. Yep. That problem gonna show up loud and clear. You see what I'm saying? Like, these people getting in trouble right now, bro, and we may laugh at, but we don't even see the signs. The whole time though, but that's a problem. That's a problem. All right, I'm gonna give you an example. I ain't gonna give you no other name, but it's guys that's in the league getting in trouble with women. They got fetish with women. They doing little stuff because when you got all that type of money, dog, like, bro, that stuff shows up because now it's at your leisure. Now you can get any woman you want. You can pick and choose. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't all peaches and cream because, like, as men, I truly feel like as men, bro, we need to sit down. We need to talk more about, like, on some real time porn, right? And it's going to a whole nother level because, but what porn does to your brain, it desensitizes your brain, and so you may think like, hey man, she look good or whatever. No, you looking at her as an object, not as a human being. You see what I'm saying? But I see that shit all the time from my team. My teammates talk about stuff like from other players and all this other stuff, bro. That's real, dog. So like, just because you got all this blessing, all this money and all this shit, like that shit, bro, everything ain't peaches and cream. Because whatever problem that you may have deep down inside that you're not telling nobody about, get some bread, get some money, get whatever you desire. I promise you, that shit gonna show up, and you're not gonna be able to hide it.
You hear something spooky though? In 1884, Pope Leo XIII, they were doing mass at the Vatican chapel, and then all of a sudden he just froze. They said that his face went white as a ghost, and he stood there in terror for 10 minutes. But he said he just received a vision. There was two voices that were speaking to him, one being Jesus and one being Satan. Oh my gosh. And this is how the conversation went. In the guttural voice, the voice of Satan in his pride boasted to our Lord, I can destroy your church. The gentle voice of the Lord said, you can? Then go ahead and do so. Satan said, to do so I need more time and more power. Then Jesus said, how much time and how much power? 75 to 100 years, and a greater power of those who will give themselves over to my service. Then Jesus said, you have the time, you will have the power, do with them what you will.
It's like a Job situation.
Yeah. So that was the last Pope Leo who got that vision.
Interesting.
I thought that was weird.
Now, I've had both voices speak to me. I've had the devil and I've had God speak to me, right? The devil, when he spoke to me, was pure terror. My life is going to be hell for the rest of my life. This is how it's going to be. Negative, negative. And when God talked to me, oh man, I've never had a feeling like that still to this day. He's done it twice. Pure joy through my body, warmth, energy. One day, maybe we'll get into it. I'll break down both of these voices, how they spoke to me, what they said, how they made me feel, what transpired from those events. I would like to go into that. I don't know. I would like to maybe start a podcast on my second channel, maybe start doing that like 2 or 3 times a week. Because I used to do a podcast back in the day, and it used to honestly be therapy. I would just go on there and speak my mind, what I'm feeling, and after I'd feel so good. And we might have to do that. But I would love to share that story with you guys because I've had the devil speak to me clear as clear. And I've also had God, y'all. And they're two very, very, very different feelings. Of course, yeah, but you know, it's deep.
Quit doing this with your extension cords. Grab both ends of your extension cord like this, hang them down, and wrap it like this. When you get to the end, grab the tail, wrap it around like this.
I need to do this. Shit's
Fold
always
it
messed
back,
up.
tuck it up through, and look at that. You got a hanger for your extension cord as well.
I ain't getting a chip. Here's
You're
why.
spiritual.
I'm spiritual, but I'm also just,
you understand this is
the
a spiritual
common
war.
But it's also common sense. They put a chip in your brain, and then they can make you do shit.
Right, 100%. That's
you put the chip in. You're not just connected. You're connected to everyone. So all of a sudden, it's called the hive mind. So 8 billion people are connected, and I'm getting some thoughts from some dude that's in a cobalt mine in, you know, Bangladesh, and he, you know, he's out there, you know, going, I get his trauma. I don't know. No, to me, no way. You want to live off grid? That's a
but
grid
we're
I
going
want
to
to
be interacting with these people.
I want to be able to have a device that access it. I just don't want it in my head, unless they're going to prove it to me that it's not. And then that's what they'll do. What do they say? The devil doesn't come to you with horns and red hoofs. He comes into you in a bikini.
Yeah, a smile.
Yeah, the devil comes to you like as a hot chick, and he's like, hey, he comes to you as everything that you want.
This is random. Why are we teaching? And I'm a teacher. We have 15 steps for them to get the answer versus when I was in school, okay? When the dinosaurs was here, okay? Let me explain what I mean. Let's say you have a problem, say 9 plus 3. In your head, you'll be like 9, 10, 11, 12, right? And you just write 12. Easy, we done, we got the answer. No, that's not what they want. Let me show you what they want. Notice how I got more space. So, we are originally teaching them sums of 10. At such and such to 10, you will get what? So, for example, we're not going to use a 9, we're using 3. Inside of the 3, I know that there's a 1 and 2. I know that 9 plus 1 equals 10. I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do 10. Don't forget your 2. We're left with the 2. Now 10 plus 2 equals 12. 9 plus 3 equals 12.
What?
As of tomorrow, these are some of the changes that are going to happen. I'm going to give you the rundown so you don't make these mistakes. I want you to be very careful. Number one, you're not going to be able to use green screen anymore. Ditch other videos. You can't do that anymore. As of tomorrow,
zoom in my camera a little bit, y'all.
That are monetizing, they're like, please stay, you know, the first 10 seconds, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to be able to do that. Watch out how you comment on people's pages. I've done this before where I put like que sabroso and I put like emoji where you're like sticking out your tongue. That one they don't like. This one I'm not even mad. They're gonna be really coming down to those people that are doing like nasty lives and like inappropriate. They're not gonna give people second chances anymore. They're not gonna give strikes. They're just gonna take your account away. So be very careful. If you're rushing or whatever, just be really careful on what you say and on what you comment. Lives, again, I'm not even mad about that update. They're gonna come after the people that are monetizing on this app because I personally feel like they just don't want to pay anymore. So just be really careful because, girl, they're gonna be on us. No more green screens, no more inappropriate like live streams.
That's gonna take a lot of stuff away.
Glad because, girl, some of these cannot beg people to watch your video or like, you know, live streams and stuff like that. Just that's gonna end. We just have to learn how to like use words that just will not trigger the other than, but.
That's a scary ass bridge, y'all. This mom was traumatized from a bridge back in the day.
Why? Don't do this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? Mom, please. Mom, people do this every day. You're fine. It's okay. You don't know how I feel right now. We're almost done. Oh my god. I can't fucking see. Oh my god. Mom, don't do this to me. Mom, why are you doing?
Well, social media is part of everyday life for a lot of teenagers, but that can soon change here in Texas. Lawmakers in the House just passed a bill that would ban anyone under the age of 18 from using social media. That means no TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and other platforms. Now, here's what that bill would be. Social media companies would have to verify your age when signing up. Parents can request to delete their child's account. And if companies don't follow the rules, then they would face penalties from the state. Supporters say it's about safety.
The addictions are there. They're being exposed to unbelievable harmful content and connecting with people from all over the world. And it's very hard to limit and monitor. Kids who have lost their lives, who have committed. All kids are being banned. Then I'm actually thinking this might be a wonderful time for youth to regain their youth. And once they turn 18, they can feel free to go online again.
However, critics argue this is more about control.
This bill is clearly unconstitutional. The U.S. Supreme Court has said that social media is an important public forum for free speech and expression. We have seen a number of young people all across the country and the world using social media to express their views, being able to do research for their homework in school, being able to connect with church youth groups or Girl Scout troops or kind of any kind of organization that uses social media.
Now the bill heads to the Texas Senate. If it passes, Texas would be the first state to ban all minors on social media. So what do you think? We want to hear from you. Join the conversation on our Fox 26 platforms. For more details on this bill, head over to our Fox Local app.
Wow. Now, what do you guys think of that? You know, in a way, it's a good thing. Maybe 18's a little too old, I think, right? Maybe bringing it down to 16, maybe. What do you think? I don't know. A part of it's like, okay, that's good. Like maybe kids will be kids a little more and not be on their phone, but these people making these laws are all, we all see them 70, 60 years old that don't know nothing. Like this is, like it or not, this is what the new thing is, right? Like the boomers see us with computers and whatnot. Like I'm sure back then they didn't like that, but that's just the new thing. When you work all day, you're on a computer. When you're home, you're on a computer. That's just the new reality. Now, for our young generation that we can't understand, this is their new reality. This is it. As bad as it is, this is it. But social media can be bad. But does that mean ban it until they're 18? I don't know. So you're not allowed to, you can drive, but you can't go on TikTok or Instagram. I don't know, y'all. What do you guys think of that? That is, I'm in Texas, so what do you guys think of that?
Great deal Costco has going on. A Disneyland 3-day park hopper ticket, a $30 dining credit, and a Lightning Lane multi-pass. I go to Disney. This is a good deal.
It's pretty good. If Anthony was older, I'd be going.
We went as a family in 2001. $5,000.
Oh my god. That's a family of 5.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's not too bad, right?
One of the reasons I will never forgive this country is I remember going to get a letter of recommendation from the president of my college university for law school, and we were discussing my reasons for wanting to go to law school, and he asked me, he said, hey, do you know how prisons and jails determine how many cells to make for future inmates? And I said, no. Like, my best guess was to look at how many people were in poverty and go off of that number. And he said, close. They look at all the children in 3rd grade in that area, and every child that is reading below the 3rd grade level, there's a cell waiting for them.
Now, what's crazy with that is it is cheaper to send somebody to college than to send somebody to prison. It's cheaper. It's more expensive to send somebody to prison than it is to college. Now, why don't they try to change that, right? Why don't they try to change that? Why don't they say, like, you know what? We need more, instead of like putting so much money into these prisons, let's put more money into this education. Let's maybe pay teachers more, or let's maybe, you know, change the way we're teaching these kids more, or, you know, something. Because that's 3rd grade. Like that, they already know those kids statistically are going to fail in the future. And they don't do no changing for it. He's got a jail cell right here waiting for him. Like, how terrible is that, y'all? How terrible is that? It's cheaper to send somebody to college than it is to send them to prison. That's sad.
Fun fact.
What's it doing there? That's a weird behavior.
No, it's jacked up. So this thing has something wrong with its brain. So it either has that, like, that PSP syndrome that the sawfish were getting, or some kind of poisoning, but First of all, makos are open water pelagic sharks. They should never be even near to the shore, really.
Okay.
Harmful algal blooms were taking place in Florida, and the fish and sharks were getting this spinning syndrome. But
These algal blooms are just because they're happening more because the water temperatures are so high?
it's a combo of things, but one thing that we actually found on our show that was so sad and so disgusting is that everybody thought it was fertilizer from golf course and lawn runoff. It's mostly human waste is what it is.
A big supplier, we'll just leave it big like that. I asked them, I was like, so do you have any way I can pay extra to not use child labor or anything like that, or any options? And they're just like, no. And I my literal documentary guys is like filming, and I'm in like this big boardroom, and I look at the camera, I'm like, holy shit, they just said that on camera.
What do you think of the view?
This is going to be a normal thing pretty damn soon.
What do you think of the sky? It's beautiful. Say it's beautiful, Rob. Oh, Rob, come on, cross the street.
He honked at him. He got pissed.
Yeah, come on. I was better.
This is it. Watch this. This is bonkers. Go full screen. This is literally
real
bonkers.
estate mogul and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to. Please, let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
My friend. My friend. Watch this. Just watch this. This is nuts. We're in an alternative universe. Okay? Because this is not that long ago.
Go standing O.
Bro, watch this. Just watch how this goes. Watch this. So she's a Republican. That's easy.
Yep.
But everybody else.
Look at Joy.
Hugs.
Can't wait to get a hug in.
Yeah, everyone's hugging. Look at this. Look at this. Kisses,
Barbara.
hugs, kisses to Whoopi. Everybody hugs and kisses. Even Joy Behar. Hugs
Even
and
Joy
kisses.
Behar hugs and kisses.
See? Now, watch this.
So I'm going to take you at your word that you have not decided yet when you're going to run, but you're thinking about it, and you've expressed some of your views, which are controversial and in many ways, yeah, but
not to her.
Well, not to her. Okay, you're a Republican, so, but let's say that you do decide in the spring, right? And your ideas resonate so much. On the other hand, you know, we saw Newt Gingrich apologizing for his marriages and divorces. You've had 3 marriages, 2 sort of uncomfortable divorces. Do you think that
not really. They were very comfortable.
Well, we won't review all that. Do you think
Getting laughs right away.
that would bother anybody?
I think the country is doing so badly, they want somebody that's going to help it. I think the country is never been in a position like it is right now. It's being ripped off by every nation, every intelligent nation in the world, whether it's China, they're taking our jobs, they're making all our product, and then they loan us back the money, we pay them interest.
That is
whether
crazy.
it's OPEC.
That's crazy.
OPEC, which is
Look at this. Watch
having
this.
a field day right now. How about
all of this, every single thing in this store is future trash.
That's crazy when you think about it.
Everything you've ever bought that you don't have anymore is likely in the trash. Most of it. Garbage. All of this. It's just future trash.
Think about every end of the world movie you've seen, apocalypse movie, etc. And think about how it ended and who the key players were in it, right? Now tell me how this is legal. The OpenAI co-founder I'm sure he did, build a doomsday bunker to protect the company's scientists from rapture. But let me show you exactly what his rapture is. So he wants to build this bunker to put all these scientists in. Think about Resident Evil and all the other crazy movies. Who's always the people trying to work out how to fix it? The scientist. In the case of a rapture, triggered by the release of a new form of artificial intelligence, which they're talking about is general artificial intelligence. Sorry, AGI, artificial general intelligence. That's a mighty large coincidence. Now think about all the people who are on the world stage. What kind of things that they're doing on the world stage? We're not getting to this, but we do have these satelloons all over the place, everywhere. What are they for? Then hundreds of billionaires buying bunkers. Here's the craziest part. Do you remember when the ex-CEO of Google came out warning about artificial general intelligence and that it's going to change the world in the worst way forever and we could not ever go back? Maybe these 2 guys are on the same thought pattern. And don't forget how intelligent these people are. By the way, he's teaching in Tel Aviv right here. Of course, speaking on their rapture. People need to wake up. AI was not discovered to be your little buddy and give you answers for quizzes, or personal life problems or assistance. Think about the billions and trillions of dollars that went into AI. Matter of fact, so much money that Google and other companies are buying up whole fields by the hundreds of solar panels. Because how much electricity these things take. Or maybe it's for something else. Let me know what you think below.
One thing I'll never understand about this new generation is that it's 92 degrees outside in Miami right now. All of those kids had hoodies on.
I don't get it.
All of those kids were standing in the sun under this beaming
humid
sun, waiting for the bus with hoodies on. None of them were light jackets. None of them were, you know, something that you could
That's what my nieces always wanted for Christmas,
pull on and
hoodies.
off. No. Hoodies. Zip up, fleece, hoodies. It is 92 degrees outside, sirs and ma'am. Are you guys insane and out of your mind?
What's the purpose of the Bank of International Settlements?
Okay, so there are two things you need to know about the Bank of International Settlements. It has sovereign immunity.
What does that mean?
It's above the law.
It's its own country.
Right. It's its own country. It has its own police force. And essentially, other than one of its staff being in a car accident or, minor things, no one has the legal authority to move against it. Okay, it has sovereign immunity. That's number one. Number two, it can move money and hold it on its balance sheet and manage money secretly. So if I want to, I'm grossly oversimplifying, if I want to steal 21 trillion from the US government and park it on the balance sheet of the BIS, it can move it anywhere in the world and it can keep it on its balance sheet secretly.
Uh-oh. Do y'all remember when I told you to watch Mexico? They always gotta show ya. What are the chances that Little Caesar collabs with none other than Mountain Dew and releases a new flavor? Mango Rush? But look at the background. I see fire, mangoes, certain kinds of trees. Even bigger, the color of the mango. Of course, this is for the people that are aware of the Mountain Dew rabbit hole. Pitch black, something burst. We'll come right back to this. Before we talk about what's going to come, let's talk about how I knew. So living in the rabbit hole for 14 years, one thing I always watch is the comets. And that was when I discovered the UFO unidentified, which is now identified object being a lion in the sky. If you hadn't seen the video, it was when there was an asteroid over Mexico City and then this UFO which showed up and controlled the asteroid. But if you watch my video, then you know these shooting stars, they're really crazy. Ones always signal something big coming. Turkey, Spain, I mean everywhere, I'm not getting into it. Completely irrelevant, it's been crazy hot this year. Not really, but there's still fire. So I was minding my own business when I saw this shooting star, which is a fallen angel that was fighting a UFO, which is an actual angel with the face of a lion. And thus, this place right here was planted in my subconscious mind to pay attention. And then came the new dew. With the mangoes of a certain color, the trees, and the fire. Bet you it's gonna be really hot in Mexico this year. You know, it's summer. Pay attention, please.
You get a Lamborghini, you're making quadruple the money. For sales, it made a difference. They pull up in a Prius to like a $5 million listing. People would just not take my advices seriously. Yeah. Sometimes I'd drive Jason's car, and he had an Aston Martin Vanquish or a Rolls Royce. And I'd pull up to the showing, and I saw the immediate difference in the clients. This air of respect and authority that you get driving a car like that in sales. Undeniable. So when I started really seeing that difference, I got the Mercedes.
That the downfall of society was when they stopped making regular cars like this. It's a 04 Ford Taurus. Like, you can't go to the dealer anywhere and just buy a car, like a regular sedan car. This thing was probably like 12 grand brand new. Walk into the dealership and finance something like this for like 160 bucks a month back in the day.
Buy a
now
car
you can't
cash
get out
right
here
now
for less than 500.
Here's somebody, even if I was hiring somebody for minimum wage, this chick right here. Right here. This is who's working minimum wage jobs.
Yeah, people do not like hiring Gen Z, and I see exactly why. And I'm a part of Gen Z. It's like, if we call out for work and y'all don't let us off, why y'all do that? Because we still finna take off. It's like, when we late for work, we could have been even more on time. But we had to stop and go get food. And we had to sit in that car for a minute. and maybe even took a little nap.
That was brutal, dude. Could you imagine hiring, like, her working for you? Honestly, I think it would cost you more mentally to have that person working for you.
And this
Is
baby
she
don't
worth
stop moving.
$25 an hour? Probably not. No offense. No offense.
Go to sleep, little one. It's waking up.
In-N-Out got rid of red 40 and high fructose corn syrup, so let's see how it looks and tastes. Here's me confirming that my location has made the complete change. Has this location already made the change to...
Yeah, according to my manager, everything should be changed
Okay,
over
so
already.
no red 40 dyes
Yeah,
and
it should all
no
be-
high fructose corn
yeah,
syrup.
none of that.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah, no
much.
problem.
All right, let's start off with the pink lemonade, and color-wise, I want to say it looks more or less the same. Let's see how it tastes. It doesn't taste that different. Here's the strawberry milkshake, and it does look less red. Again, I don't taste that much of a difference. These are fries well done. Let's try it with their new ketchup. This one does taste less sweet. Make sure I'm not tripping.
Some crunchy ass fries.
Yeah. Next, let's move on to the 4x4.
Ooh.
Let's see if the spread tastes any different.
Who wants In-N-Out now?
That does taste less sweet. But have you guys noticed a difference? Let me know in the comments.
Shot Trayvon Martin dead for looking kind of like I look. Yeah. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X ended up dead for telling the truth. So as a comedian, I don't think it won't happen to me. I think they've thrown me in jail 36 times in 36 months, and I think you've never seen me in a court of law. That means they're effing with me. And today, they crossed the line. Because now they took my babies.
All right, man. Well, Katt, we wish you luck, man.
And luck is unnecessary. Thank you.
That's what you...
Y'all don't remember Katt Williams. They drug him through the mud, y'all. You remember that? Remember they called him a crackhead and fighting people at Target and fighting little kids outside of apartments, and you know, they put Katt Williams through hell. So, but he's always been like that Shannon Sharp interview. He's always been doing that, y'all. You guys can go look at, like, on YouTube, old Instagram lives that he used to do years ago, and he would just be exposing all this stuff. And they drug him through the mud, y'all.
Just missed us last June. Just missed us by a whisker. And we're sitting here, you see, completely oblivious that almost every month, every couple of months, it's like the cosmos is going, hey, you, hey, here's another shot across the bow. How many is it going to take before you guys, you know, look upwards? I am afraid what's going to happen is we're going to have an impact. Listen, I'd settle for one. I think we had an impact the size of Tunguska. That would be enough.
Here's a fun one to sit on. The U.S. takes about 80% of the world's prescription drugs, meaning U.S. citizens, we are taking 80% of the world's prescription drugs out there. But yet, why aren't we the healthiest country then? What? Aren't those supposed to help?
So if you're going to charge me the 2.5% for a credit card fee, guess what? That's 2.5% less that you're getting tipped. I went to a restaurant with my family. We ate, we asked for the bill, and I see on the receipt when he comes back, a 2.5% charge for a credit card fee. Excuse me? I am not there to pay a credit card fee. I'm there to pay for my food, the tax, and a tip. So if you're going to charge me the 2.5% for a credit card fee, guess what? That's 2.5% less that you're getting tipped because you decided to take that money from me because I decided to use a credit card. If you offer a credit card, if you offer payment by credit card, you should be responsible for the credit card fee, not me. Unless when I hand you my credit card and you go, oh, excuse me, sir, just so you know, we charge a credit card fee. No one told me that. Just went ahead and added it on like I wasn't going to notice.
You punish somebody who didn't deserve to be punished.
Well, he decided to work there. He decided
No, that's not how that
he
works.
decided not to inform me of this charge. Like, I've never seen somewhere say, oh, you're going to cover the bill. You're going to cover the credit card charge for us. No, I'm not. I came in here to eat. I didn't come in here to pay your bills.
ارحم عبدك يا الله. ارحم عبدك يا الله.
Look at that destruction, y'all.
ارحم عبدك يا الله.
That's crazy.
ارحم عبدك يا الله. يا الله.
that's just destruction over there, and it's not fair. It's
I
crazy.
saw Kylie Jenner become a billionaire when she was 20, and I was 27. I was like, she is way richer than I am. And so it means that she's doing something different than I am by an order of magnitude that I don't understand. And she had a personal brand. But I was like, you know what? Kris Jenner's been building her brand since she was 5. Like, okay, I'll write that off as a fluke. But then Conor McGregor had Proper 12. George Clooney had Casamigos. The Rock has Terramana, multi-billion-dollar things, like seemingly overnight. I was like, I'm playing this wrong. I still wasn't convinced because I didn't want to be famous. And I was sat across the table from a friend of mine who's famous. You would recognize him. And I said, like, don't you get bothered by having like weirdos show up at your house like 3 times a week? And he said, if that's the price I have to pay for the impact I want to have, I'd pay that price twice a day and 7 days a week.
In Mexicali, there is underground Chinese cities.
Oh, what? Yeah, I've been to them. So it gets insanely hot. Like Mexicali is the desert. And these were people from China. They came over to the U.S. to work in the railroads, and then the U.S. kicked them out. They tried moving all throughout Mexico, and unfortunately, people in Mexico were not fond of that. So they pushed them out of their cities. They pushed them and pushed them and pushed them until they got all the way up north to the middle of nowhere in the extremely unbearably hot desert. And they just started like setting up there, and it would just get so unbelievably hot for them. They would literally dig underground to keep cool underground. They didn't like live underground, but they had like their spaces underground to keep cool. Even now you go there and it's like there's like generations of Chinese Mexicans where they speak Chinese and they speak Spanish and they have Chinese restaurants. You go to Mexicali and it's like, nah, there's not like taco spots at every corner. There's Chinese restaurants at every corner.
Oh,
like,
wow.
What is this talk of moving to Zambia? And we want to live somewhere where the GDP per capita is $1,300.
So if we're moving to Zambia, obviously her family's over there. That's where she's from. But getting out of like our American debt, the conversion is about...
couple escaping from their American debt.
The currency conversion to her country is about 28 to 1. So what we make over here, we're rich over there.
Yeah. Plus, you're just going to be a math teacher anyway. It's not like you're going to be going like crazy.
True. But also my teaching degree from here, I can also teach over there math because their native language is
with
English.
The average salary.
Yes.
What is good?
I was gonna say, like, you're getting paid that in America. You're not gonna get paid that over there. You're gonna take a big pay cut over there. Just don't get into debt, people.
Who do you think he is to make comments about the welfare of children, given that he frequented Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay, well, he said he regrets those, and he's spent a lot.
Look how they taking money at Dunkin' Donuts, y'all. Like, come on, man, what is this? It's crazy. Straight bulletproof glass through the whole thing, man. I mean, you can't even breathe on these people. Look how sealed this is. This is a professional seal. Like, you can't even talk to these people barely. Appreciate you, man. Getting up every day and seeing something like this, bro, that do something to your mental up here. It tell you, like, this how you feed animals in a zoo, gang. Like, that's pretty much what it's telling your mentality. Like, I don't trust you. You feel what I'm saying? At what point do we be like, we tired of getting treated like animals, tired of getting treated like this? Like, bro, like, you telling me I can't even hand you my money, gang? Like, bro, like, the people who be owning these don't be from the community. They don't be from the city. They don't. You grow up, imagine you see this every day for your whole life. And then you go to someplace else and you see them handing the money. You gonna think something wrong with you, gang. Like, it's crazy mentality.
Like, I can't speak on something that, I don't, deal with, right? But, I mean, you gotta behave, right? For lack of better words. I mean, how you're talking, you're calling people gang, like gang, like gangs. Like, that's just the mindset right there. That's the reason why those, bulletproof glass up. I mean, you're calling everyone gang. Just that's the wrong mindset, y'all. I don't know. I don't want to get too into it because it's a touchy subject nowadays. I can go on and on, but I choose not to. But, people just gotta behave and put egos to the side, right? I mean, there's a reason why that thing's bulletproofed up.
have the peasants making money. We can't have the peasants making money for free. That we do that, not them. They work. So that's the scam. The scam is that your life is all about work. The scam is that everything is about the 9 to 5. Everything is about the dollar. Everything is about the money. And it's not the way. It's not the case. It's not reality. And once you live based off of those principles and those values, then what you're living under is the principles and values of other people.
Let's see what's inside ranch dressing, starting with vegetable oil, water, reconstituted buttermilk, sugar, salt, vinegar, dried garlic and dried onion, mustard, xanthan gum, spices, monosodium glutamate, which is MSG, and a few other ingredients. I might have put too many spices and too much mustard. I never understood ranch dressing. Just use extra virgin olive oil, red wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar.
Let me put you guys up on a little secret, y'all. Make your own ranch. It's very simple. The only, I would say, bad ingredient in there is mayonnaise. But maybe you can find, if you're really that freaking serious about it, about the oils and whatnot, maybe you can go find some very healthy mayonnaise or make your own mayonnaise, right? I don't take it too serious, but they have the restaurant style. Hidden Valley has a restaurant style ranch, buttermilk ranch seasoning. So you buy a packet of that, you get a thing of buttermilk. So you get a pack, you do a cup of buttermilk, a cup of mayonnaise, and that seasoning. Mix it around, and it tastes just like restaurant style ranch. You go to Wingstop, you like their ranch. You go somewhere and have pizza, and you like their ranch. That's the ranch they use, y'all. Way less ingredients, right? Like I said, you can make your own mayonnaise if you're going to be that strict about it. But it's a lot healthier than going to buy that Hidden Valley ranch, I'll tell you that.
Niggas, there was some shit in them Chick-fil-A sandwiches. When they kept giving them hoes at football games and shit, I said, nah, nigga, there's something up with these hoes. There's some shit in them. You know the shit that's in silly putty, bro? Those are in the Chick-fil-A sandwich bread. I knew some shit was up. That's why I ain't ate this shit in the last, 3 years, bro. Ever since I quit football, sophomore year, bro, I've not had Chick-fil-A. I told y'all niggas, bro, y'all better start listening to Dewey, bro. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm calling it now. We're gonna see a lot of animals die this year. But not just animals, plants and everything else living. And TikTok is my opinion. This right here is not normal. This morning it was 80 degrees, 82 degrees. I was sitting on the porch and I was starting to be in excruciating heat and pain. I was so uncomfortable I had to get out of the sun. Keep in mind, the video you're watching right now is not zoomed in. That's how big the sun was. That's not normal for South Carolina, North Carolina, really anywhere on the East Coast. But I'll tell you what that is normal for. That's normal for the Middle East. A couple of days ago, I wondered why all of our plants were dying. Until I took out the infrared thermometer. I'm gonna show you that in 1 second. All these plants just burning to a crisp. I went to Texas last year, right in the summer for a ministry trip, and it was about 115 degrees outside, right? My front yard with this sun is hotter than it was in Texas in the summer. And before people say, oh, you're a baby, it's just some heat. I was a welder for 7 years and worked 12 hours a day in the sun welding. Never bothered at all. I've always done very well in heat. But this is a different heat. 82 degrees, and the greenery, the plants were 110, 115. It's like living beings. Living beings are the ones picking up more heat from this sun somehow. And in Revelation, it talks about how the sun will scorch mankind in the earth. No, I don't think that's happening now. I think it's a parallel like everything else we're seeing. Plants will show signs of heat stress and even start to shut down at 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, it was 82. The plants were hotter than the road and the sidewalk. Make that make sense. What about y'all? Does it seem different to you too?
Way back before refrigeration. Do you know how they used to keep milk fresh?
They buried it.
It extended the shelf life of milk that you could keep in your home by weeks. You know what they used to do? They'd put a frog in it. And you know why you put a frog in it?
Bro, listen.
Frogs on their skin, because their skin is actually it's a lung, it's a membrane, it's actually how they breathe. It's very permeable. Okay. That's why frogs are the canary in the coal mine. In the waterways, there's a touch of pollutant in a stream.
You want to have frogs in it.
Frogs will die because their skin is so permeable.
Okay.
But you know what they have on their skin? No. It's the most incredible microbial solution, because they can't have any microbes or bacteria or fungus grow on their skin because they'll die. They're that sensitive. So they have produced this incredible
Like an antifungal, antimicrobial.
Dude, why they have it now
Crazy.
derived that instead of all these ridiculous toxins that they're using to keep our products on the shelf? Why they don't study that, I don't know.
If he's the Messiah, why aren't they keeping track of everything happening throughout his entire life?
Good question. So it was in the zeitgeist that you include what's important and you make sure that you don't add fluff. So the birth is noteworthy. The story where Jesus goes to the temple and all of these teachers in the temple are amazed by this 12-year-old boy who's teaching them stuff. That's in there. And then you like fast forward to when he's 30.
So from 12 to 30 is just fluff?
He's just kind of living. So Luke says he...
Yeah, my boy. You got magical powers from 13 to 30. You going to Thailand? Come on.
Not mature enough for this.
I'm not mature enough to have this conversation.
He's a carpenter. He's doing his job.
He's laying wood.
What universe are we in? Because there's so much going on around the world. Did you guys hear about this Walmart altercation? To me, it looked like a fight broke out and a lot of noises were being made and heard, and it sounded like zombies, and because one was biting the other. But it's just people at Walmart acting immature, right? And I cannot believe it, y'all. People are really out here with the robot dog in New York City. And the robot dog tries to go on an attack to this real dog, and look what happens, y'all. So how is something like this supposed to protect you? Okay, good luck in the future. And we also have this new crop circle that scientists are baffled about, because we are in the midst of this change, and this thing manifested out of nowhere, and it's basically showing it, y'all. It looks like a butterfly through the diamond, right? The chrysalis, diamond beings. I've been telling y'all about this. Coming through that sun, y'all already know what.
They're still doing crop circles out there. That was from the late 90s.
What I'm talking about. This huge, massive cylindrical thing was seen out of the sky of Germany. Okay, Germany.
It's beautiful.
Look at all the colors around it, y'all. Can you guys see the colors through the clouds? Y'all can see that, right? That's plasma. That's that plasma. Those are light ships. The burning down of Notting Way Plantation, and in this beautiful scene over here, you can clearly see there's people sitting at the window. Look at the shadows of melanated beings just sitting at the window, y'all. What world are we in? What universe are we in? Things are getting spicy out there, y'all. Can you feel it in the air, boy? The age of Aquarius is not playing. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
The West Coast underwater volcano, the Axel Seamound, been triggering up to 1,000 quakes a day. Stuart Bathwater says this isn't pressure building, it's a lock releasing. He told me this isn't a volcano at all. It's a fail-safe vault, part of an ancient system buried miles beneath the Pacific. Stuart said when the floor rises, the countdown's begun. He's convinced this isn't natural, it's timed, connected to alignments off the coast of Alaska, even down to Easter Island. Stuart didn't say it's going to erupt. He said the moment the water starts to boil cold, it signals a global recalibration. If he's right, this isn't just geological, it's intentional. With species like the black angler devilfish resurfacing, if you want to know what's really coming to the surface next, leave me a comment. I'll ask Stuart.
Look at this guy.
You deserve exactly what happened to you. Like, what gets in people's minds to make them think, hey, honey, let's pull over the car. Hand me that bag of bread. I'm going to go stand 5 feet away from this bear.
Grizzly.
This bear. And I'm going to feed him some breadcrumbs. That bear had other plans, buddy. That bear hit him with the pump fake. Bro, there's no way he didn't end up in the hospital or worse. It's a bear. Like, what are people thinking? What do people think is gonna happen? It's not even a bear at the zoo, so it's somewhat tamed. You saw a bear in the wilderness, decided to pull over, stand 5 feet away from it, and throw breadcrumbs at it. Bro, There's only one outcome in that situation, and it's not a good one. What were you thinking?
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Is this filtered? Do you know?
Do what?
Is this filtered? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
it
guys.
is. Thanks.
We gotta find out. So we got the water from a healthy fast food restaurant. We
find
got
out.
the water tester right here. See how pure their water is. So this is for you boomers and Gen Xers that drink out of water hoses all your life. I'm gonna show you how bad.
Hey, people be hating on the boomers, y'all. People be hating on the boomers. I get a kick out of it. Shouts out to all the boomers out there. I got a lot of y'all that watch Segovia over here, y'all. But we did used to drink from the hose. I did. I'm a millennial and I still drink out of that hose.
The water is you've been putting in your body. Y'all wanted me to let the ice melt this time, so we let it melt. Here we go. We want this to be less than 50 and the screen to stay green if it's pure.
Oh, instant
And
red.
it is not good drinking water. The scale is on the back. It's clearly red, which means it's not good for your body. So if you're not testing your water, what are you doing?
And then the Nickelodeon thing, when you find out that people that were actually working for Nickelodeon
pressuring those kids.
Oh God, man! But if you thought about it, like if you were really cynical and you thought about it through an evil mind, if you wanted to abuse kids, what would you do? You would work with kids.
Go work at Nickelodeon.
Now, that's what I was saying yesterday. I got a lot of backlash on my comment yesterday. Like, I don't understand these men that are, OBGYNs or, these men that want to coach girls softball in high school. Like, if you were, I didn't say every single one of those are creepers or terrible, right? I mean, the male OBGYN thing, that's something different to me. That's something a little, out of all the things you can go to, you choose that, right? To me, my opinion, that's a little sketchy. Like, I wouldn't want my girl OBGYN to be a man. Like, that's kind of weird. But I'm not saying all, coaches are terrible people, but like he said, if you wanted to be a predator, where would you go? Go to, coach over there or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's what I meant by that. And you just heard it right there from a professional, Mr. Joe Rogan.
See what Justin just posted while this diddler trial is going on? It's literally him eating a piece of pizza. And it's gonna get a lot weirder in 1 second. And watch how subtle this is. He literally put bright red on the color scheme right after while eating the pizza. Let's get a little bit weirder. He posted this of him dancing to a song called Fairy, which I found was really, really odd. It almost seems as if Fairy is code for something. I can't play the song because copyright, but it does suck. So bad to the point it's like, why would he even play it? I wonder if there's any connection with the fact that he was eating pizza and the fact that he's getting so old while incarcerated. But it's not just him. Have you seen Ellen recently? Pretty wild, right? What is going on with these rapidly aging celebrities? They used to be in show business and now they're not. By the way, there's this one too, but I kind of think that this one's been edited and this may be real.
Damn.
And to show you how everything connects, did you see this? Blank Club, the guy who's in charge of the world, Pew Pewer, who claimed he was Diddler's something, SEXSLAD. That the Pew Pewer was hired by the music mogul? There's no way all this stuff is just by accident random. That's right, just keep watching The Gatekeeper. Because they don't want you to see what else is going on.
See, we got a clip coming up of some lady saying, just turn your camera on. I tell you guys all the time, just turn your camera on. Like, that's something simple that maybe I would like to do. You know how many, simple life hacks are on the internet? Record a life hack, somebody doing it, and then test it, and then put it on the internet, y'all. One of those a day could change your life.
Life is a game you can't win.
Yeah, I don't think there's any winning. You die. Like, that's the only truth. Every story, starts the same. You were born. Like every Wikipedia page starts the same. They were born. And every Wikipedia page will end exactly the same. They died. That's it. Everything that happens in between is your life. But those are the only two inevitabilities. Those are the only two real things for certain. So I look at it as it's a game you can't win, meaning if you pursue money, like your money will eventually be useless. The things you accumulate with it will be useless. Every car you own, someone else will either own it someday or it'll get to the scrap junkyard someday, or you'll give it to somebody. Like it's all your material possessions will be utterly meaningless. Like we all went through this when the COVID lockdowns first started. Everybody was like, you know, I've got all this money and I've got all these travel vouchers, and they're like, yeah, you can't go anywhere now. And it's like, oh, okay, well, what do I, you know, you started to see the limitations of things. Have the power go out in your house sometime. And it'll remind you that like, oh, wait, yeah, like everything I have, I just have like this much of a grip on it. All you got to do is just take that away and it's gone, and that's it, you know? And it's the same thing with our health. It's the same thing with, you know, everything, like everything is totally fine and wonderful. And then you have a terrible splitting headache. And then the only thing that matters is that headache, you know? And then that headache goes away. And for like a day, you go, oh, I don't have that headache anymore. But did you wake up today and go, I don't have a headache? Oh, and the power's on. Isn't that great? You know, and I don't have cancer. Isn't that good? You know, no, you don't. You walk around going like, oh, you know, I really, why aren't my page views where they're at? Or what happened with this? And why did that person be so nasty to me? Like we get caught up in all this stuff when in fact, the only thing that, you know, again, if you keep, you know, Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher said, like keep death and everything horrible in your line of sight, sort of memento mori. Because nothing will bother you that much if you have that there. So I think life is a game that, look, we're playing it, we're doing our thing. Love is, but all relationships end. Every single marriage ends in death or divorce, but it ends. Every relationship ends. Your child, you will hopefully predecease your child, but your child will die someday. That's the nature of it. So we have created a culture where we really try not to talk about that.
Gee. If you've seen all of that and was at puppy parties,
Don't play with me, bro.
And you the same size as
Don't
Uncle
play with
Phil,
me.
and you the same size as Professor Ogilvy, and you the same size as Lucien Griez, Clive Davis. Why you want us to believe that you weren't at them parties participating in that behavior, Gene? We heard everything you got to say on the line, Gene. Gene, are you a victim of Diddy?
Give him some space, y'all. Hold on.
Because you're the same size as Uncle Phil. That's cold-blooded. Pick your ass up. Snap out of it. Look alive.
What was it like for you to see the Obama administration blatantly lie about something you saw firsthand?
Watch the last interview I ever did on Fox and Friends with Pete Hegseth. Somebody caught him on a cell phone and he said Benghazi was a conspiracy. He didn't know he was being filmed. He said, what did you feel after you watched Benghazi call it a conspiracy? And I said, well, Pete, I want to choke him out. His eyes got big. He goes, you probably don't want to be threatening a former U.S. president. And I said, Peter, you asked me. It wasn't to troll accounts. It wasn't to do clickbait. It was an immediate reaction. As soon as I saw it, it was like, that mother. I've seen death before, but have you ever saw where your friends just, they're there and they're not? So when he said it was a conspiracy, it's like, hell yeah, I was pissed off. And I was pissed off for many, many years.
A lot of people blame Hillary Clinton.
For the protest narrative, she helped push it, right? I mean, she knew in real time it was terrorists. We all know that. She sent a email to her daughter saying it was Al-Qaeda-like protest.
I mean, it seemed like she was apologizing for that video after.
Oh yeah, they all
the Benghazi attack.
All
instead of standing up for our men and women over there, she's over here apologizing about
exactly. Jake Sullivan made the video narrative, right? Mm-hmm. And then they all jumped on board, right? So Obama did a statement. Hillary Clinton did a statement. Obviously, we all know about Susan Rice's talk show. Susan Rice's was actually written by Ben Rhodes. A lot of it was Ben Rhodes writing their statements. That's kind of the character in there. So the main thing she did wrong in that piece was pushing a narrative she knew was fake, and they think that she could get tried for what's on the server. If that makes sense? Because that would be the evidence of the activities everyone said she did. And that's what got wiped, that info. It's not really, I mean, there was probably some emails that night about the Benghazi attacks, but that's not why people cared about what was on the server.
And that just got wiped.
Yeah, I mean, there might have been people who got into it.
TikTok is paying my rent. This is your sign to start posting videos, okay? I'm a normal person. I'm not an influencer. I'm a regular girl from West Virginia. I live in Southern California, across from the beach, and TikTok is paying 1.5 months of rent, my very first TikTok check from the Creator Fund, okay? So please, please listen and please start posting videos. I made this account in November. 0 followers. I didn't let my friends or family follow me for the first month, okay? I just focused on posting every day. I couldn't sit here and worry about people laughing at me, because at the end of the day, if people are on your video making fun of you, they're literally paying you. That's helping your videos get pushed out more. If they want to send your video to someone and talk shit, that's helping push your video out. The haters are literally the ones that help you make the money, but whatever. My best advice is to start a series. My account didn't start getting more traction until I started my Amazon series. I'm on episode 41 today. So start that. And then also, like, when I started, I was like, what am I going to make videos about? Once you start making your TikTok, it's insane. I have to stop myself from blowing up your all's feed, because I can literally make 15 videos a day. Everything you do can be a video. Let me give you some examples for you all to start, because literally deadass tomorrow, turn your camera on and start recording, okay? You can do a day in the life every single day. You can do what I eat in a day every day. You can record yourself doing your makeup every morning. You can record yourself just eating. Every time you go eat, you can record yourself. Like, literally, I'm about to go to Dollar Tree. I'm about to record myself. I'm going to wash my clothes at the laundromat today. I'm recording myself. I'm going to pay my rent. I'm recording myself. These are all 3 separate videos. I'm cleaning my apartment today. That's a separate video. I'm packing my bag because I have a flight in the morning. That's a separate video. The amount of videos you can make is literally insane, and the only person standing in your way from making money off of recording yourself is you. And also, big number one fucking point is everybody tries to go viral, like making little thirst traps or doing it to like a 10-second sound. That is not what you need to do. You need to get on there and you need to show your face and show your voice, and you need to talk, because they're not, everybody posts these videos lip syncing. That doesn't make anybody remember you, but people are going to remember you if you talk. You got to show your personality. You have to be real. Nobody's perfect, so come on here and be like transparent. Everybody looks shitty some days. Not everyone's happy all the time. Like, be real. Just start posting videos, because literally my biggest regret in life right now is the fact that I waited so fucking long to start this. Knowing now how easy it is, it's not too late. Think about how many fucking videos that you sit there and watch a day. Each person who's going to watch this video right now, think about each person. They're watching hundreds of videos a day. There is always going to be a need for new content. Yeah, these people blew up 5 fucking years ago. People want to see new stuff. They still watch their OG people, but people are always wanting, we have short attention spans. We always need something new to entertain us. You could be that person. That's what I'm trying to be right now. I don't know, but the fact that you can make money off of this, and the main lump sum of this check is from me recording myself, playing my ringtones. I never thought that that video was going to blow up. So that just tells you to just post everything. Like, don't think about it twice. That video now has 10 million views. I recorded that real quick on my old second phone, recorded it once, didn't even redo it. Like, I had no idea that video was going to blow up. I literally just made that to show my followers, and now it's paying my rent. Please fucking make your videos, because if they're out here paying people, why the fuck are you not allowed to get some of the money? Honey, because I am now.
Is it true that I tell you guys, like, no matter what you do, I don't know what you guys do, but everybody does something every day. You watch Netflix every day after work. What did you just watch? Review it, because you ain't the only one watching that. Put your own 2 cents on the episode. Do that every day. You watch 1 episode a day. The next day, do the review on that episode. I don't know. Whatever you do, you like knitting, you work on cars. Those are great things. You, whatever you do, you play freaking Candy Crush. I don't know. There's anything you can think of. There's somebody that you do for your job, cleaning dishes, cleaning the house, just things like that. I'm going to try to start doing it. I do a lot around this house, y'all. I'm constantly blowing my yard, washing my cars, just going simple things like going to put gas, and, just like there's just so many things you can put on there that, trust me, people enjoy watching that stuff. Follow my TikTok, y'all. Segovia Reacts.
microwave safe means it just means that the plastic won't melt in the microwave, but it's...
You never put plastic in a microwave. BPA, plasticizers are added to the plastic, but they're not chemically bound to it. If you put anything in a container that has these chemicals in it, they will, and then put it in a hot environment, they will come out of the plastic and go into the food. So if you, in a microwave, or you put your bottle in the car and the sun comes in and it warms up the bottle and then the stuff goes into your water. You don't want to mix these chemicals and your food, but if you do, the worst thing is to do it in a heated environment.
Bring the fucking boat over here.
This poor guy.
Where is it? It's a sunfish. It's a sunfish. Gotta relax. It's a, yeah, kill it. It's a sunfish. It's okay. What the fuck is that? It's okay. It's a sunfish.
Okay, I don't care. Something's gonna grab his legs. That's what he feels.
What is it? It's literally like it's a fucking goldfish.
Dude, yeah, no, it's a big goldfish. Oh, look at him.
Yes? Fuck, man. Why are you turning?
It's messed up.
Look at that thing right there.
Where the fuck is it?
There it is. It's right there.
Where?
It's right behind. Look at it.
Yeah, it's a sunfish. I think.
Michael saw the
I
fin
think-
up first. Dude, it's right there. Look at 30 yards.
Dude, that's a shark.
People crazy in that ocean,
No,
yo.
he's not.
He was so hard on me. And all of his friends came to me and were like, yo, he's really serious and harsh when he's working. Like, don't work with him because it's going to ruin your friendship. So I came out here in November, and then I was going home for Christmas in December. And right before I went home, so I had met up with my cousin on the last day before I was supposed to go home for Christmas. My cousin's assistant quit. He said, I can't do it anymore. My girlfriend won't let me, whatever. So I'm out. And so he came to me and was like, yo, do you want to be my assistant? And I was like, what? Like, I don't know what an assistant does. I don't know how to get around LA. Like, I didn't know what a personal assistant is. We don't know that in Ohio.
No, it doesn't exist.
And all of his friends came to me and were like, yo, he's really serious and harsh when he's working. Like, don't work with him because it's going to ruin your friendship.
Your family, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, man, I mean, worst case scenario, if that happens, I'll just quit and go work at the skate shop like I had planned. I might as well give this a shot and at least be around. You know, he was still dealing with his skate sponsors and he was a pro skateboarder. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. So then I went home for Christmas, and when I came back, I started as his assistant.
And what did that entail? What were you doing? Just the basic assistant stuff,
It
or
was
was it
rough.
more? It was rough. It
It was-
wasn't like a relaxed, like, hey, like you're my cousin, do whatever you want.
No, and I joke with him about it now because for some reason he was so hard on me. You know, and he
drama?
blames it on like being his cousin and wanting me to like do well and learn well, and it was like tough love. It didn't really make sense at the time, but it was like, I mean, it was come over every morning and, you know, make the coffee, and then I would have like a list of like literally scrub the floors in the whole house and do laundry and go
All the
take
grunt work.
yeah, like take the dogs for a bath and go do blah blah blah. And it was a lot of that. And then, you know, it progressed a little bit into like driving down to his like meetings at Monster Energy and helping out with that, but it was never too like executive assistant work. It was all pretty real nitty gritty.
Stop! Fucking stop! Fucking
Look how
stop!
beautiful that is, y'all. Can't wait to go to the forest in a couple weeks. Taking my parents to our little spot.
Never gone to the bottom of the
How beautiful that is.
You can't catch a rainbow.
He's gonna catch it.
Jealous. Beautiful terrain out there. Anybody that's living in that, man,
Are you fucking kidding?
Blessed.
He's about to run through a rainbow.
get out there and hike.
To the left! To the left! To the left!
It changes. It changes.
There is something so meta about looking at satellite imagery of Las Vegas. And it fills me with like this existential dread when I look at the drop off between the desert and the mountains and then homes. When you look at it at night, you'd think, oh, this is waterfront property. It's just complete darkness and then this edge. It is the access point to the desert, and it is truly an urban island in the most like abrupt way. So Las Vegas like sits in a bowl. It's in this valley, a basin that's about 600 square miles. And these natural barriers of the mountains around it kind of control the population. There's no gradual transition from urban to rural. It just stops.
Like, look at this. Imagine being that corner home right there. It's probably so magnificent during the day. You get this mountain view. But then at night, it's just emptiness. You might as well be in space or, like, at the bottom of the ocean. But, like, it's not just Vegas. Zoom out, and the entire state is essentially empty of people. It's the most urbanized state, meaning that most people live in cities. The state's total population is 3.2 million, and 2.3 million people live in Las Vegas, and then 500,000 live in Reno. So do the math. There's not that many people spread elsewhere. It really hit me that Reno and Las Vegas aren't the capital. It's Carson City. Yeah. Carson City's the capital. And it's like the size of high schools.
Conair.
So
Remember
yeah,
Conair?
outside of Reno and Vegas, Nevada is just one giant empty rugged flex. The topography of Nevada is really interesting because it's basin and range. It's a series of parallel mountain ranges separated by flat desert valleys. So you get this striped, rugged look from the air. Super cool, but you can't have cities sprawling outwards.
It's coming, y'all. It's coming out here. All you truck drivers out there, this is coming. Once they get that insurance figured out.
Going is the paper bag industry, because they should all be hemp paper bags. You wouldn't have to chop down a tree to do it. You chop down a stalk of a plant that doesn't even make weed, and you make gigantic chunks of this paper. You barely tear it. If you have an acre of trees and you chop them down, it's gonna be fucking years before you can chop down the new ones that you plant afterwards. But hemp, you can redo it every few months.
Did you know that you can spray WD-40 around your window sills with a light coat? It'll help keep the bugs away and the spiders. And you can also spray it up there on your soffits. It'll help keep the bees and the wasps from making nests. Next.
Watch how quickly this changes as soon as it sees that there's a hole that it can escape to.
Oof, it's quick.
Because that's all they want to do.
Imagine this, y'all.
Then armpit cup.
Imagine.
It's stick straight to the armpit. Prevent them from getting up. Rolling truck. The harder someone moves, the deeper they're gonna get. Then window. You can find someone from the legs straight to the folding chair. It look like a crocodile mouth and hold on tightly to the legs of the top. Fish truck. So they took it out the hole, easier for us to see. Easy to step in, impossible to get it out. Then seesaw truck. This one can roll to hit someone multiple times.
You imagine, y'all. But there you have it, y'all. Today's reaction, over an hour. Baby let me finish. He's probably gonna let me do my editing and get it uploaded for you guys. It's a good day, y'all. Hope everybody enjoyed the reaction you made this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. And we're almost at, well, we're 40 subscribers away on Rumble, you know, to get into 100. So make sure you guys hit that link in my bio to my Rumble. It's just these same exact compilations I put on YouTube, but I put them on Rumble too. So go over there and subscribe if you guys got a Rumble. Like I said, y'all, pick up that phone. Pick up that phone. You never know. You ain't doing nothing anyways. You're sitting here watching me, and I appreciate it. Speaking of that, we got a giveaway coming up. Today's payday. We're going to be doing a giveaway. So be on the lookout for that. No plans today, y'all. Just taking care of the baby. Still trying to get better. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.